What is abstraction and why is it even considered art? Abstract art is one of those things that has a different definition depending on who you talk to. While some define it as art that does not aim to represent anything in reality, others think that abstract art only comes from abstracting reality. What's more, some people are upset that abstraction is even considered an art form, and that it's easy to do and that their children could do it just as well. So, what's the reality here? My name is Andrea Sermansky, and I teach online and in-person art classes in Santa Fe. I've been creating art for over 30 years and have a background in art history. I don't claim to be an expert, but I do have a strong opinion about this due to my experience as a professional artist in both representational and abstract painting. Abstraction in its simplest form is art that doesn't aim to represent reality. Instead, it focuses on basic elements like shape, color, and composition. It can span from abstracting a landscape as Cézanne did, or total non-representational forms as Mondrian. Let's start with a bit of history. What made abstraction groundbreaking to begin with was that for centuries, painting in the West had been about representing forms realistically. Before the camera was invented, wealthy individuals in society would commission artists to paint their portrait. As such, one needed to be wealthy to be visually remembered in society. Realistic paintings of a landscape or still life would showcase an artist's technical skill. So in the 1870s, when the Impressionists painted a landscape showing how the light looked during different parts of the day, all in the same painting, and with visible expressive brushstrokes instead of precise ones, they caused quite a stir. Impressionism was the first break from representational painting in the West, and since then, abstraction has taken many forms. Many believe that Wassily Kandinsky was the father of abstract painting, until Hilma af Klint's paintings were rediscovered in the 1980s, that is. Klint created the first abstract paintings in the Western world in 1906, and her paintings were the result of guides that told her what to do. Kandinsky aimed to create art that was totally removed from recognizable imagery and painted artworks that expressed emotional and spiritual ideas. Both of these artists created what's called non-representational art. During the early 20th century, other artists explored abstraction in various ways. Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque, pioneers of Cubism, deconstructed figures and objects into geometric shapes. This style represented a new perspective on reality by showing multiple angles at once. Paul Cézanne's landscapes, while still recognizable, simplified shapes and colors to capture the essence of the scene. Piet Mondrian, on the other hand, moved towards total abstraction, using geometric forms and primary colors to create compositions that didn't reference reality at all. These artists expanded the definition of abstract art, showing that it could range from slightly altered depictions of reality to entirely non-representational works. Their contributions demonstrate the broad scope and potential of abstraction. Regardless, the goal is not to replicate the world as we see it, but to explore ideas and emotions that go beyond the literal. Unfortunately, many people misunderstand abstract art due to a lack of education on the subject. This misunderstanding leads some to devalue the art form, but abstract art requires a deep understanding of artistic principles and a high level of creativity. And by the way, if you're someone who is learning how to paint abstractly, I've got a couple really great resources for you. First of all, I have a 1-hour-long training about what it takes to create a strong abstract painting. And there are 5 principles that are, I think, most important to create a strong abstract painting. You can get the link to sign up for that right here in the description box below. I also have an ebook, and the ebook is how to move from representational to abstraction. So if you're a representational painter and you want to learn how to move to abstraction, I've got 5 really powerful exercises. So these are hands-on, and that's also going to be linked below in the description box. I currently have a 6 and 8-year-old, and I love their paintings, most of which are abstract. I love to watch them paint, throwing colors and shapes and splatters on the canvas without thinking. In the end, the paintings are very nice, but are they abstract masterpieces that could be sold? Have they invented a new style? Do they have a series of abstracts that are exploring the same theme, whether it be visually or thematically? No. And that's a difference between a child's one-off amazing abstract and a highly trained abstract artist who understands the fundamentals of art and design, which must be mastered in order to create a strong piece. Jackson Pollock, for example, revolutionized abstract art with his drip paintings. No one had created an artwork of splattered house paint onto a huge canvas before. At first glance, they might seem like random splashes of paint, but Pollock's work involved careful consideration of movement, composition, and technique. He invented a new style that changed the art world. Similarly, Picasso's Cubist paintings were groundbreaking because they presented objects from multiple viewpoints simultaneously. Hilma af Klint's abstract paintings, rooted in spiritual guidance from voices she heard, were also revolutionary. Each artist brought a unique perspective to abstract art, pushing boundaries and creating new styles. Do you see a pattern here? It's about invention, originality, and creativity, paired with artistic skill. I agree wholeheartedly with Kandinsky, who said that of all the arts, abstract painting is the most difficult. It demands that you know how to draw well, that you have a heightened sensitivity for composition and for colors, and that you be a true poet. The last is essential. When I first learned how to paint, I copied photographs, some my own, some from others. I learned a lot about color mixing, light and shadows, how to create depth, and many other important fundamentals. But when I moved to abstraction, I was at first enchanted with how fun it was. Now, I didn't have a reference image to pull from. I had to create everything from scratch, considering every element of the composition. I soon realized what makes abstraction a demanding and complex art form. Many people dismiss abstract art because they don't understand the skill and thought that is required for it. The belief that my kid could do that ignores the years of practice and study required to create strong abstract art. Abstract artists don't merely throw paint on a canvas. They carefully consider every element to create something meaningful. It's about exploring deeper ideas, emotions, and experiences. This exploration requires a deep understanding of artistic principles and a high level of creativity. Abstract artists push the boundaries of what art can be, creating new styles and expressing complex ideas. It encourages us to think differently. Abstract art explores the unseen, the emotional, the spiritual, and the intellectual. If you've ever questioned the validity of abstract art or thought it was something a child could do, I hope this video offers a new perspective. Abstract art is not simplistic or thoughtless. It's profound and a challenging art form that requires skill, creativity, and a deep understanding of artistic principles. By understanding its history, the diversity of approaches, and the effort involved, we can better appreciate why abstract art is significant and why it continues to be a powerful form of artistic expression. So what are your thoughts? Do you paint abstractly and resonate with this? Or do you disagree? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment box below. And also, if you have any burning questions about abstract painting, go ahead and ask away. I try to comment on every single question that I get. I hope this video was helpful to you, and please like and subscribe. It really helps to get my video out to more people. Have a wonderful day.